Good night, dear friends. Welcome. Welcome to the residence of Ecuador. I'm so happy and delighted to have you all here. Welcome to a night of discovery of what I consider one of the most beautiful and exciting countries in the world. Just as the New York Times, about a couple weeks ago, named Ecuador as the top place in Latin America and the seventh in the world to visit. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to welcome each one of you to my home. Let me talk a bit about the deep ties among the citizens of Ecuador and the United States. First, I don't know if you know this, but 1.5 million Ecuadorians live in the United States. And thanks to your census, I've learned two very important facts for me. First of all, being a woman, I'm very proud to tell you that Latino women in the United States, among them, the Ecuadorian women are the most educated women. I'm sorry, Ambassador Argentina. And secondly, sorry about it again, Ambassador of Argentina, but Ecuadorians seems to be the highest income earners in the United States among the Latino groups. So that says about a really hard culture of hard work that we are practicing also here in the United States. But I don't know if you know this, but we have received thousands and thousands of your citizens who decide to retire in my country. And we are very happy and we welcome them. Almost 50,000 North Americans are living in Ecuador today. Also, let me tell you something you might not know about my country. But my country managed in just 7 years to become a high middle income country. Also, Ecuador tops among the top four countries that have reduced poverty inequality in Latin America. Also, Ecuador is the second leading country in South American economic growth with an average of 4.3 GDP. If you compare the 2007 and 2013 years. And we have also invested heavily in infrastructure and human talent. For so many of you that have been in Ecuador, I just found out that many of you have been in Ecuador. Ecuador has always been a beautiful country, but what is different is that we can now really host you in a better way because the country is literally being plowed of new roads, new ports, new airports, so we can really receive you, and of course, new beautiful hotels to receive you better. And something else that really, really makes me really proud of my country is how we have invested in human talent. Particularly, there's a program that is really close to my heart that is being called the Excellency Program, and which is a really, really a strong commitment in excellency and meritocracy in my country. And the promise is that it goes. If you get into the top 100 universities in the world, you don't have to worry about tuition. The government of Ecuador will cover that. And we have been fulfilling that promises, and 7,000 Ecuadorians have been studying abroad since year 2007. And guess what? Half of those are here in the United States, studying at the top universities of your country. And you should be really proud because you really have great universities in your country. Now, I would like you to invite to discover Ecuador through your senses. This is why, to start off the night, we will introduce you to the enchanting world of the Ecuadorian roses, with a presentation by Shelley Rosen, founder of Lux Plum, a startup that sells preserved roses from Ecuador. You might be tricked tonight. We have fresh roses, but we also preserved roses. And I don't know if you can tell which one are, each one. And she will talk and explain about what we call among Shelley and I as the rose effect on women empowerment and job creation, particularly in very difficult areas of my country that also serve as a very effective tool to prevent the narcotic trade. We also have a rose arrangement demonstration by Ramiro Peñarrera, who knows the Ecuadorian flower industry very closely. As you might know, last year Ecuador exported over 150 million worth of our beautiful roses to your country. Immediately after, we will become, all of us, expert flower handlers, which might be very useful since Valentine is just around the corner. We will travel to the coast of Ecuador. Our renowned chef, Carlos Gallardo, will open up our appetites with a ceviche cooking class. You know why? I'm so grateful that the ambassador of Peru is not in our club, because we will have such a fight about, which ceviche is best. When it's about fish, we can fight, but when it's about shrimp, ours is the best. I mean, I'm telling you. And also, I welcome to Chef Christopher Coate, Vice President of the Kendall School of Culinary Arts in Chicago, who has left freezing Chicago to come to very cold Washington, to speak about our cuisine. The roses and their ceviches only a small preview of all what Ecuador has to offer, which explains the numerous awards that the country has received. Just to mention a recent few. I need to bargain. I'm the ambassador of Ecuador. I mean, I can brag about my country. So one of the top 10 countries to visit and discovered in 2014, according to CNN International, home to South America's leading resort and South America's leading green hotel, long-haul destination for wildlife and nature. Also, Ecuador has been nominated as the retiring haven by International Living and Others magazine, as a Fortune magazine, for the last 4 years in a row. We have a fight with the ambassador of Panama about who won last year, but we have settled that already. Ecuador won that too, and also we have something that we shared together with the United States, which was the building of a railroad, of a train that connect the mountains with the coast. And it was a venture started 100 years ago by Eloy Alfaro. That was a president. Eloy Alfaro was from my home state. And we rebuilt that train. And now we want an award because that train is the most beautiful train in the world. It is a way also to really think back about our times and the great things that the United States and Ecuador can do together. And of course, some of you have been in the Galapagos Islands, and of course, Galapagos won last year the best islands in Latin America by Travel and Leisure magazine. So Ecuador is strategically located. People always often say it, in the middle of the world. But I think middle device, I like to see more as a center. We live in the center. I think the center unifies, and I think that's what Ecuador should do, globally speaking. And without a doubt, one of the nations with the most ethnic, culture, linguistic, and gastronomic diversity. Ecuador is 4 worlds in one. And the reason that I say that is because, we have this beautiful coastline, very warm, to be at this time of the year, of course. And we have also the Andean region. We have these beautiful mountains, green mountains with snow icy top, and it is really, really outstanding and beautiful. But then without transition, you can be at the Amazon. I mean, and that's the beauty of being small, because you can be in the Galapagos Island in the morning, and you can take a plane, look at these beautiful volcano avenues, and then in the next morning to be in the rainforest. I mean, that's how the diversity that we have in such a very small place. But the country's colorful reality doesn't end there. I mean, there is a great diversity also among the population. Ecuador has 20 indigenous ethnic groups that, for the most part, conserve their language, roots, and ancestral traditions. People from the coast region nurture the richly varied music and dance tradition. Yes, we do love to dance, such as marimbas and bombas, in addition to exquisite regional cuisine, like the ceviche we will prepare in a few moments. And also from the coast is the pasillo, that also is very melancholic. So we can go from this, great dance and great, very vivid music to this very, very melancholic music, romantic too. One famous example of this style was Julio Jaramillo, known as the Ruiseñor of the Americas. We have also different styles of music in the Andean region, among which the San Juanito is a prime example too. I already have give you several reasons to come to Ecuador. 4 worlds in one, right in the center of the world. The mega diversity and the multiculturalism, the Galapagos Islands, the World Heritage Sites, both natural and cultural. The Andes, the highland, the Amazon rainforest, the Pacific coast, but I also would like to tell you about something else, which is what we call the conscious tourism approach. And what I mean by that, I mean we are trying to provide a transforming experience. We are trying to provide a world where tourism becomes a life-changing experience that generates personal growth, that helps you to connect with nature. And for us, nature, and it's very important. It's so important that our Constitution we have enshrined in our Constitution rights for nature. It was one of the very unique constitutions in the world to provide that. And I think it's very important nowadays that it's so difficult to get out there to try to come back to that balance between, yourself and nature. And also that makes us, just simply better persons. I would like to have this tonight also the honor to introduce my colleague, Marco Albuja. I thought it was going to be in this very cold winter in Washington. Very warm place to introduce him. He's a great lawyer, a humanist. He has been a vice minister of the Minister of Foreign Affairs for the last 2 years. And now he's going to represent Ecuador to the OAS. Please join me to welcome him to Washington. So, my dear friends, I hope you enjoy yourself this evening. And if we are not have already done so, after you have that ceviche and that rose training lessons, that you can have Ecuador in your bucket list. 50,000 of your fellow citizens already call Ecuador home, but their secret discovered is not likely to be so secret anymore. So thank you all for being here, and I look forward to enjoy this wonderful evening with you. Thank you.